Most of them guys I know is poor, dog. Them guys
Hold on,
ain't
hold
got
on, Freezy. Hold on, Freezy. Hold on, Freezy. Hey, Taylor,
yeah.
Taylor, give me a peace sign. I can't see. All right, all right. Let me. Hold on. Give me 1 second, Freezy.
Okay.
What's up, Taylor?
What's going on?
What's the word, man? What's your thoughts?
It just sounded like a very well, not relatable because I was on the other side of it. I had my ex, as you can see, my name in the program. I
Mm-hmm.
had my ex arrested for kidnapping our daughter. I around the same time, 2000. I think it was probably 2016.
Wait. You had who arrested?
My ex-wife.
You had an ex-wife that kidnapped your daughter?
Yeah.
What?
So my daughter was about 4 or 5, and I'd had sole custody for her for a couple of years, and we divorced when she was like 2,
Okay.
and I got custody, and
How did you
sole
get
custody.
custody? How did you get custody?
Well, I filed first; that was important,
Okay.
uh, but also just
Absolutely.
competence. Really, I mean, there was a reason that I filed for divorce, and it.
So you filed. Okay.
Yeah, when you're first to file is very important for things like this because it sets the baseline. Um, you petition the court, and then the court will grant the petition temporarily and say, okay, we'll give you this until we can take it to court, and then
Mm-hmm.
we'll decide from
What
there. But it
state are
sets.
you in, if you don't mind me asking?
I say that again.
What state are you in, if you don't mind me asking?
Kansas.
So
Okay.
Taylor, let me ask you a question. So how did it get to the point to where she got arrested for kidnapping?
So at that point, we'd been divorced for a couple of years, and I'd had custody for the whole time, and she hadn't actually seen our daughter in over a year.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I had sole legal custody. She had no parental rights. Um, but we worked out an arrangement, and we lived in different towns. We worked out an agreement where she would come to where I lived with our daughter and stay for 5 days in a hotel there, and I would allow her to have all that time with our daughter, but they had to stay in town. She couldn't take her out of town, and I even helped finance some of it. So they do that, and then on the last day when I'm supposed to pick her up, I send her a message, say, "Hey, I'll be over whatever time," and I get a response, which was her first mistake, but I got a response from her saying, "Blah blah 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 blah." Um, Basically, I'm not giving her back,
Mm.
and I'm not in town anymore. And I'm not telling you where I'm going.
Shit. So what happened? How did you get your daughter back?
Well, I told her. I tried to reason with her for a little bit, and I told her like, "Hey, this is illegal, and I'm going to call the police, but I don't want to put our daughter through that.
Mm-hmm.
So you use your brain and just bring her back." But
Mm.
she wouldn't do that. I called the cops. Long story short, it took about 2 or 3 days. We were about 12 hours from her becoming an Amber Alert.
Mm.
But I was able to. I told the cops, where some of her relatives lived, and friends and stuff. Places where they might be able to find her. The cops eventually found her at her grandparents' house in Memphis.
Mm.
So I was able to bust ass down there, and so when something like this happens, right, the police take a child into custody. They can't just babysit a kid for the 8 hours it takes you to drive to Memphis.
Right.
Um, they're about to put her into like custody, state custody.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, my grandparents are divorced. My grandpa's wife's brother or something, some relative I've never met, lived in Memphis and was able to get her until I could get down there and get her back.
So what happened to the woman?
She got arrested and bonded out. Or no, she didn't get arrested because when the cops showed up, because the cops went to the grandparents. Grandparents told the cops, "Yes, she's here." By the time, but mom was gone.
Okay.
So they handed it over. She went on the run for a little while, and then eventually got arrested. And the story gets longer.
Are y'all still in contact today?
I have sole custody again. I actually got after that, a few years after that, I got in some legal trouble, and she got custody back. And then
What do you mean you got? What does that mean? What do you mean you got in legal trouble?
I got raided for drugs.
Taylor.
Come on now, that ain't gonna help you, dog.
It didn't help me at all, but I got
Somebody
it taken
call it
care
out,
of. My
big facts.
legal issues are behind me. I completed my corrections. My
Hold on, wait, Taylor. All right, what kind of work was you doing? Was you moving?
not really very much. The problem was I moved to a small town, and they got too much cops and not enough crime.
So, but I'm saying, what was your okay? So, what was your drugs of choice?
It was meth.
They
Taylor.
called it out in the chat.
God,
God,
Hey, chill out.
they called it out. Whoever did that is good as fuck, dog.
Taylor,
Damn, they
what
good.
the fuck, Taylor?
It's crazy. Come on, man.
Trying to rush past this?
Huh?
Can't you see me trying to rush past this?
No.
Shout out the next
All
dog.
details matter. All
right.
details matter,
Yeah.
Taylor.
I got raided in 2017 and eventually took a deal for one charge of possession with intent to distribute based off quantity.
Right.
And so that basically took up 2017 for me. After all that shit was said and done, and I was out of jail, and I was out of rehab, and in a house again. About a year after I'd gotten out, probably maybe 9 months, a little bit less. Anyways, went back to court, won sole custody again.
How did you get sole custody, but you had got arrested for whatever?
The mall.
She must be okay. Is she normal? Like, is she regular or?
What do you mean? She's not retarded, but she's got substance abuse problems, and she's.
That's what I was saying. Was she? Okay, so
Was she on meth?
What is her drug of choice?
Hell if I know. All of them. Alcohol, probably. When we met when I was in college, right? We met at a bar over Jägermeister and Coke. But then when we grew up, she got pregnant, and then we moved into adult life. And the people that you can party with when you're young are different than the people you can adult with. And we couldn't adult together at all.
But Anton, I'm gonna give white people some grace on this. For some strange reason, they can cohabitate with that bullshit. They can do it.
What do you mean, Freezy?
Dog, they can be on, like he said, acid and mushroom and live till they 85. I don't know why it's in their DNA. They can do it, dog. I'm telling you.
What?
It's a gift.
Okay. So.
But actually, in a strange twist, being when I went back to court, I was still on corrections, and my PO, she really liked me, and she wrote a fantastic, glowing letter recommending me to the judge.
Okay,
and I think that was actually very helpful.
Man, so do you ever anticipate? Okay, let me ask you this question: are you back like in a relationship or dating anybody like that, or are you just chilling?
Yep, and I'm in a relationship, and she's laying over there in bed smirking at me.
What do you mean she's smirking at you? Why is she smirking at you?
She's probably got that. I don't know what the smirk means, but you know the wife smirk. You got a wife. I know that she smirks at you off camera when shit's going on.
Oh, that is so funny. How long you been in a relationship? You married or you just in a relationship?
We haven't legally married, but she was with me. We were with me the whole time. All the things that I just described were happening.
Okay. So she held
I was
down.
my ex for I was only married to my ex for a year. We were together like a little over 3 years total. So this is much more of a life partner situation than my marriage ever was. And she's more of a mom to my daughter than her mom
I
was.
got you.
My daughter just turned 13, by the way. What? How many days ago? 4 days ago?
Are you are y'all like? Do you plan on having any more kids or anything like that?
No. Don't plan, but I didn't plan on the first one.
Well, what about your girl? What about her? What if she want kids?
She's got kids. She can't have any more.
How many kids does she got?
3.
So your girl is a baby. I mean, you a baby daddy?
Not of her kids.
Well, what do you mean? You playing a father? Y'all been together since
Yeah.
at least 2017.
Right. Yeah. We're all in the house. There's 4 kids, 2 adults, 2 cats, and 2 chickens.
Man, Taylor, you got a lot going on. You got a lot going on, Taylor.
I do.
How do you manage it, man? How do you have any sense of normalcy? Do you drink after work? What? How do you manage it?
Not anymore.
I'll tell her to come here. Why she go in another room?
Because I reminded her that the chicken coop is open still.
Oh,
That's why we only had 2.
I thought she was mad. I thought she was mad.
No. We started with 12, and now we're down to 2. So the chicken experiment is kind of.
Was she get on? Was she say anything on camera?
Will you say anything on camera?
Yeah, but I have to make sure we have our chickens.
We're making sure that we've got all the chickens first.
Come on now.
Oh, okay. So y'all don't plan on having it. Y'all don't plan on having any more kids.
She can't.
Why not? Well, I ain't gonna ask that. I don't. That's not important. That's not important. But you don't want any more kids anyway, though, right?
Right. Yeah. No.
Man, Taylor, I think you got a story, man.
I do have a story.
Do you have a channel?
I do. It's called Flow State.
Tell us about it. Like, it's just FLOW?
It's at Flow State. I got the handle. So it's just there's not really a central theme. It's just whatever I'm thinking about, sort of at the moment.
Okay.
So it's just a little. It's a side hobby, really.
Make
You
sure
from
y'all
Florida?
check out Flow State.
No, I'm from Kansas City, but my ex-wife is from Florida. Why'd you ask that?
Oh, I thought that's what flow state meant. That's what
Oh no.
Yeah.
What? Tell wifey to come kick it with us for a second. What's up, wifey?
Hi.
How you doing? Why was you smirking in the background?
I don't know.
Here, do you want to switch seats so you're by this?
No.
Okay. Can you hear her?
Yeah, I can hear. I can hear her good. Why was you smirking in the background, wifey?
I don't know if it's the whole story.
You don't like it? You don't like it? It bothers you?
No.
It was a smile
It
smirk.
was a smile.
Oh, okay.
It
How did
was
y'all
like
how did y'all meet? How did y'all meet?
At the park.
Just chilling at the park? You was just slow motion and everything like that?
Actually, I pulled up, and since I lived in a small town, I kind of wanted the park to myself. And it was like, God damn, there's someone here. And it was like, well, he's kind of cute.
See, that's
Yeah.
real love, man. I be meeting my people at clubs and shit, man. Come on now.
So you said he's kind of cute, and then what did he say to you?
Well, I didn't say that to him. I just thought that. Somehow we ended up getting. I got your phone
We
number.
talked a little bit, and I was getting ready to leave with my daughter, and I was about to ask for her number, but then I stopped myself because I just had a little game. I figured she would ask for mine, so that was the game I was playing. And she did.
You asked for his number, so you shot your shot.
Me, yeah. I mean, okay. I was a single mom of 4 kids. Yeah, I was going. That was the only place I was ever going to meet anyone. Was the park.
Yeah. So y'all look at yourself as like life partners and stuff like that?
Yeah, I do.
I do.
Well, that's good. I like that. That's dope. Y'all met under wild circumstances, but apparently y'all gonna make it work and y'all gonna see it through, huh?
She went on the run in 2017 for the whole time I was dealing with the court shit because they
What?
put
Wait. Well, hold on, wait. I don't want to just call you baby. I don't want to call you. I don't want to call you like wifey or nothing. Is it a name that I can call you?
Katie.
All right, Katie. Katie, what the hell are you on the run? What you on the run for, Katie?
Well, they hit like a couple weeks. Okay, when they raided the house.
So was you in on it too, Katie, at the time? A little bit.
I lived at the house.
So you knew. Okay. I got you. Nothing. Say no more. All right. So they hit
for real was not involved in it at all.
I feel you. I get it. All right. So what happened? They hit the crib. You wasn't there.
No, actually, I was there. They arrested him. They left. They had me leave. Basically, they said I could stay and help, or I could go, and so I left because no, I'm not going to stay. I didn't know that they wanted the combos to the safe, and I didn't know it. So I left. And then when he was getting out of jail, part of the whatever was to.
When I made bond, they hit her with all the same charges as me. But the difference is I was on the warrant, she wasn't. They told her to get out, and my bond when I got arrested was $100,000. Her bond on the warrant was $2,500. So it's clearly a snitch warrant.
Oh, I was.
They wanted her to talk against me so that they could.
What'd you post? 10%? Y'all had to post 10%.
It got dropped.
I was going to get the part where I went on the run because that was more interesting.
Where you went on the run though, Katie? What's happening? Okay, so how'd you go on the run, Katie?
Katie a soldier. Katie a soldier.
Okay.
Oh, and we got a no contact order, right?
Yeah,
She's a
we
witness.
had a no contact order, so I went and.
So wait a minute, but y'all girlfriend and boyfriend, how y'all gonna have a no contact order?
The court. She was a witness,
courts.
so yeah. They even had my daughter. Yeah, when you're under investigation, the witnesses, there's no contact. So
okay, so Katie hit the streets. Katie, how long was you on the run for, Katie?
7 months.
It's longer than that.
I left Dodge City in a train.
She got out of Dodge.
A ticket that was bought from a girl in Sweden.
Yeah, Suze.
Yeah.
That was your homegirl in Sweden?
Yeah, I went to LA and I was there for 2 months. And then I got on another train and I went to New Mexico. There for whatever, for the rest of it.
How'd you get caught, Katie?
I turned myself in.
She didn't. When my case was over, we went and took care of her shit. And at that point, they didn't, my case is over. The point was.
So Katie, you was hitting the streets. He was like, I'm out. And then once his got cleared up, he said, all right, I'm here.
I had it set up already because I knew what the game was. When they raided me, I had 4 gun safes. And none of them were listed on the warrant, and I wouldn't give them the combination, and she didn't know it. And so they ended up cutting them all open with a blowtorch. And they seized 31 guns, and all of them were legal. They didn't expect them all to be illegal, and it was kind of a disappointment, I think. I knew that when I made bond, they'd be looking for another way to hem me up, and it would be her. So I set it up, the LA part at least.
I might have to limit this conversation so that I can actually get this as an interview.
For real.
Bro, I'm telling you, yes. Katie is literally the reason why we talking to this man right now.
Katie, do you look at yourself as a ride or die, Katie?
Yeah, I guess so. It was funny because I don't remember where I was. I think I was probably, by this time, I was in LA and I was on the computer in our chat room explaining everything I'd done, and Nick was on there. He's like, yeah, you're a real ride or die. I was like, yeah, I guess I am. I really thought that, but
and it was a motherfucker getting her to the train station because
Yeah.
she dipped out of town. Her ex lived out of town, so she dipped to his house, and then she needed to get to LA,
Wait,
right?
wait, wait. She dipped to the ex's house,
Right. She needed somewhere to stay out of town, so she went to her ex's house.
and you was cool. You was cool with that, T.
I'm fine with it. Yeah.
Why was you cool with it? Most guys are still gonna be jealous. They don't give a fuck what's going on.
No, I appreciate it. I wasn't worried about her. I wasn't worried. Like I was. My only concern at then was the real concern. I really just wasn't concerned about it.
Katie,
Because
you ain't tripping about the idea of going to your ex's crib?
Do what?
You ain't tripping about the idea of going to your ex's house?
Nah, it was really the only option at the time.
And she had to take the kids somewhere.
No, the kids were already there.
Oh, they were already, the kids were already there.
Man, this is a heck of a. What do you talk about on your channel, Taylor?
There's not necessarily a central theme. It's just kind of whatever's on my mind at the moment.
Do you tell stories like these?
Not this intimate normally, but there is stories in there for sure.
Actually, I hadn't. We should do more on this story.
We probably should.
Don't worry, I'm gonna have y'all tell y'all story.
He's like, he doesn't want us to.
I'm gonna do an exclusive just for y'all.
AD, can I ask Katie one question? I don't want to dig
Y'all can ask whatever y'all want.
I know you got big plans, dog. I know
you can ask whatever you want. Ask whatever you want.
So Katie, we know, we gather from this story that you solid. You 100% solid, right?
Mm-hmm.
Growing up, how did you develop that mind state to where that level of loyalty? Because I'm gonna just be honest with you, most women would crack. Most women would. I mean, you had kids at the time too, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, most women would give in to the pressure. The people talking to them in an interrogation room, they gonna start crying and they gonna just try to spill everything. How did you get to the point where in your life, what molded you to those type of principles where you felt like, hey man, I'm not gonna throw this man up under the bus or whatever?
I'm gonna give you the solo cam on this answer. Go ahead, y'all.
Oh, solo cam. I would probably say you just you live and learn. I've fucked up a lot, and no, I didn't like it that way. So,
what do you mean? Do you think that your childhood was like drama filled and something? Was it that deep, or was it like your adult years?
with alcoholics. So, and I don't know, they never really handled anything right. Through trial and error, I don't know.
Do you guys blame like y'all childhood and stuff like that on some of the stuff y'all went through in y'all adult life?
I don't. I mean, I don't, because I don't see the point in it. I mean, who knows? Who knows how much anybody's responsible for anything? All I know is that ultimately I'm responsible because it's my life and I bear the brunt of it.
Mm-hmm.
So
how did they get the drop on y'all as far as to even know that y'all was moving work and y'all got raided in the first place?
Like I said, it's a small town with too much cops and not enough crime. They investigated me for 3.5 years before they finally came in the door. And
they didn't even know his name.
Oh yeah, they had the people who came to the door first called me. What did they call me? Mr. Biggs.
Yeah, it was Tyler.
Tyler Biggs,
and that's how your name was in the paper.
And so, my name was different ways in the paper, but at the top where it says who you're going for and what their address is, all that shit was correct. Unfortunately.
I don't know if you've ever heard the saying like, "We got a new sheriff in town."
Yeah.
That's kind of.
Oh yeah, and there's a new
sheriff. We got a DA.
And here's what I did. I had donated money to the police department. I lived in city limits.
Mm-hmm.
I was a contributor to the police department, their anti-drug campaign in the schools. Now I thought that I was clear, but I ignored the sheriff's office, and that was silly of me.
So you should have donated to the sheriff's office too.
Or
You
at least
think?
not ignored them. Yeah, I should have done it to the sheriff's. But they got the drop. I mean, the first thing chronologically in my affidavit is somebody was a snitch in interview, but he wasn't even talking about me. He was talking about somebody else, and I came up in passing. I was mentioned as somebody who deals with guns, and they were investigating stolen guns.
Yeah. So you're ready to tell y'all story prime time?
Here we go.
I guess so.
Listen, man. Katie, you a real one. Taylor, I see you, big dog over there. Do y'all think that y'all gonna be together forever? Do y'all have arguments?
I mean, she's more of an introvert, and I'm the loud one. So, not really. It's kind of cool when she gets mad at me. She just sort of locks up and doesn't get loud, which is preferable.
Why you be looking at him like that, Katie?
I don't know. I can be stubborn though.
She can be stubborn as shit.
Stubborn and quiet. So I.
It's not always great. Sometimes it's like I just need some information out of you. Where is it? But we don't really fight or argue that much.
What would you?
I mean,
What
definitely
would you
not.
say, Katie? What would you say is like on a daily basis that y'all relationship is like?
I don't know. Good.
So y'all don't really get into any kind of confrontations or anything like that. Y'all just be chill.
They went through the fire, man. They good.
Yeah.
They taking stress off me right now. Just listening
Y'all
to
just
them.
seem cool. I mean, y'all just seem like relaxed. Y'all don't take it too serious or nothing like that. Y'all just be chilling. And y'all stuck around in the same town that y'all got arrested in?
No, we moved out of there immediately.
Okay.
I mean, they ended up raiding me 2 more times that year.
Did they really?
I got raided 3 times in 2017. They needed to strengthen their case up. We were going to trial because they didn't have safes mentioned on the search warrant, and they torched them open. The locksmith couldn't get in. The fire department couldn't get in. Finally, they called people with portable cutting torches and blowtorched them open. So we were going to take it to trial because it's flimsy.
That case is still pending then?
No, it's done. They raided me 2 more times, and at that point, I took a plea deal. Because Kansas has a rule where if you get I was out on felony bond. If you get a felony while you're out on felony bond, it's mandatory back-to-back sentencing. Or you have to serve. You can't.
So you never even got any. You never even got no time though.
No, I did. I got 36 months of community corrections, which is like
I'm telling you.
It's probation through, but it's through DOC. It's not normal probation. But I did have to forfeit $120,000 worth of guns to get it, and I got a private attorney. They basically hit me up and raided me for it was like a Viking raid.
So they basically
what you was facing.
Hey,
what
Malik,
was you
I gotta
facing?
drop you down for a minute. Let me drop you down.
Worst case scenario would have been 15 years.
I want to get my guy Scott up here. My God, what's up, Scott?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm chilling. What's going on, Scott? How they treating you out here in these streets, man?
You know how they are. This couldn't be any worse, any better. It's just the way it is. How do I get this full screen? I think that's it.
I got you up here, Scott. You good?
I didn't know the man next to me. I never saw his wife, but I didn't know his name till tonight. I call him Flow State. I've talked to him a few times, so he's part of the world.
Yeah.
Enough where we
No,
are. What's that?
No, he's not.
No. That's where I found or came across him. Super nice guy. Nothing. Like I said, nobody has a frog in their pocket. You know, I went back and watched the stream, and oh man, what a. How do you put this, man? These guys have just kind of been, if anything, less than kind. I don't know if I'm on the same screen. I look like I'm delayed.
No, you good. You fine. You on the same. You all good, Scott. You good, Scott.
Okay. So I don't know. I mean, I just look like I look at this like I'd like to find people that are willing to try and educate people and move forward. A flow state story here sounds, crazy. It was a very interesting story, and I think the interview.
It's a dope story, ain't it?
Oh my God! I mean, that's a window into his life that I hadn't had. So I think it's going to get opened a little bit more by you, and I think looking forward to what's to come. If he's willing to share, it could be some interesting stuff.
I think that flow state, my dog Taylor over here is he got a great thing. I think that listen, I love what it is that I see from you guys.
Yeah, the reality. I wish that more people were trying to be like he is, a genuine, authentic person,
Mm-hmm.
rather than fronting. And that seems like a lot of what's going on. And I try and be authentic. When I told you some of the stuff about me, I mean, there's more to tell. There's deep, deep, deep buckets of stuff that I've been through and I'm going through, and this. I'll be honest with you. I'll tell you right now. Somebody called the fucking policy enforcers over my mom and me taking care of my mom, and I had
What
to
do you
deal with
mean? When
it.
did this happen?
What's that? Yesterday and today, and it's
Somebody,
nobody.
so wait. Somebody called the police on you?
No, they called the families.
DCL,
Yep,
DCL.
and
Why
there's
did they
nothing
why did they
going
do
on.
that?
I believe it's probably from this, or it's possibly because my mom was just in the hospital with a UTI,
Okay.
and it was pretty bad, and she wanted out, and they were going to keep her over till they got some home health care. And I said, well, how many days a week is it? I'm there 24/7. They said, oh, it's only 3 days a week. Mom said she wanted out. I said, I need the doctor and the home health care professional to sign out before you all go home here at 5 o'clock. Get her out of here because we don't need to pay for another night in the hospital. So that may have provoked it, but I kind of doubt it. There's a couple other things that were happening with, I don't know if I may have mentioned it. Got in some trouble with the kicking in the door in a house that I lived in when they didn't give me an eviction notice or a writ of possession on the house. So, they're trying to run me through the system where, there's no victim. They started saying it was burglary. All right. Now, I'm
Burglary.
yeah, but I'm taking my own car out of my own garage. I mean, it's like, come on. They
With a
dropped that
crowbar or what?
What?
With a screwdriver in the ignition or what? Why did they think it was
No,
burglary?
all my stuff was in the house. They dropped it to criminal mischief, and then they had. It's just a stupid charge. I mean, and I'm still going through it, but
Scott, they hit you with a charge?
criminal mischief for getting into my own house. My medication was inside my food, my dog food. There was no writ of possession. There was no notice to vacate. They did it without the courts. It's civil rights violations, absolutely. And I'm not trying to do anything with an attorney just because, well, money and I think that I can stand up with the truth on this one. I mean, some of the stuff
Don't
that
do it. You better get you an attorney.
don't really.
Scott, you better
I,
get you an attorney.
when the time comes and I have to,
I'm gonna defer over to Taylor. Taylor is the one that know how to beat charges more than anybody. So we gonna go and get what Taylor's opinion is. Taylor, what do you think that Scott should do?
I don't know. What's is criminal mischief? What, like a class B misdemeanor or something? Have you looked that up?
Yeah, it's nothing. The judge already told the state. He
I
said
mean,
you should.
What's the
I
difference? What's the
I
class
mean
A, class B? What is all of this?
the A is the worst misdemeanor. B is a lesser. So the further deep in the alphabet you get, then the less severe it is. But I think
200
for
to
me,
$1,000. It's low budget film.
yeah, I mean, I would take it to court myself, especially if you got a good story, and if you can afford to eat the punishment if you fuck everything up, can you afford to handle that?
Mm, mm.
But I mean, if you've got a
I,
good story and you're honest and not combative with the judge, generally in my experience, the like I had cops come to my house illegally in college and I got a minor in possession of alcohol. The judge just gave me diversion because I was able to tell him the story and they weren't supposed to come in the house. They just opened the door. So
Well, that's a sticky situation though, because you still take care of your mom, right?
yeah, I'm doing it
Yeah, you
now.
can't afford to go nowhere.
I
Well,
mean, I
that's
would.
kind of the thing that I've told the judge too. I said, look, let's be honest here. If I did something wrong, I want to make things right. But you can't bring
You
anybody
already
here.
done been before a judge?
What's that?
You already
Several
been
times.
before the judge?
Kicked it back, and yeah, I stand up. I mean, come down here. I'll visit. You come visit. I'll take you the next time, next month. Well, this
Mm.
month now after midnight. But no, I'm not afraid to stand for the truth, and that's what, honestly, the other side of this coin with the mischief going on over there. I don't know if you saw me. I hit the wrong button and had my shirt off talking to people, and now it's on the thing over
Scott.
there. Like,
Oh, wait,
I,
wait,
I,
wait. Scott. How did you hit the wrong button?
I was
And
gonna hit the mute on StreamYard mute, and the camera buttons are right to next to each other. And I was leaning back, just kind of fucking lazy, and my fucking finger had drifted. And I'm like, oh fuck.
You, you
But
don't
listen,
even
now,
get in front of the camera if you're not ready to be on that shit. That was a
no,
rookie move.
I'm not worried about it, dude. What the hell? God made me. He made
It
you.
could
If
have
he
been worse.
Oh yeah, shit. I'm not worried about it. But you know what's funny is, and let's go ahead and plug Paul Unslaved, Pimp Unslaved,
Let's do it.
Proper Instruction,
we don't,
Motor.
we don't do that here. We don't worry about
Okay,
that.
well, I won't do it again. My lesson learned. But
I
the
don't know
whole
why you would.
no, because I'm catching all kinds of shit for even talking about him the other time that I was up here. So I'm just going, and that's the vitriol that I'm catching backlash over. I mean that's the backlash I'm catching vitriol over, if you will. Um, the the truth is though, I don't even worry about that. I mean, come on, this is a guy who's trying to punk me. He's 34 years old. I'm 55, and he's my size now, and I could outwork him around the block tomorrow, the next day, every day. And I got a spinal injury fucking since I was 19. You know the name Beasley Reese?
I don't.
Oh, look him up, man. He raced a horse and beat it. Only other one person did that.
What?
That was he raced a horse at the fucking
No
at the
way.
track in New York. He's in the Guinness Book of World Records for doing it. Used to work out with the man, run around the block with him, hung out with him and LT. Went to the fucking movies with Beasley and Flow State. You're over in Kansas, man. Frontman violinist was my de facto brother from Kansas. The band. So I've been, not dropping names. I'm just telling you, this is real life. This is what I lived. It's not part of a fucking mystery or anything. Beasley Reese was 1982-83 Guinness Book of World Records for Beasley and the Beast is how they had it on the marquee at the fucking thing. You know what else he did, Anton? You remember the Thrill of Victory, Agony of Defeat?
No, not necessarily.
Where this is. It's an old ABC commercial where a skier's coming down a mountain, and or not a mountain, but a ski slope at the Olympics, and he crashes, or a qualifier for the Olympics, he crashes, and they say the agony of defeat. But right before it was a clip of Beasley nose to nose photo finish with that horse.
Hmm.
The first year it was a 100-yard dash, and he beat the horse. The
Scott, Scott,
second year,
Scott. So let me ask you a question. So how do you see this playing out?
how do I see what playing out? The whole thing, I don't really care about that. I like this story with the two of them, and I did interrupt that. But you
Let's talk about it.
you
Hmm.
you were talking about putting a whole nother show together. I think
Oh,
that's
don't
probably
worry, it's coming. I got to figure it out. Taylor and I'm gonna call them Bonnie and Clyde.
right there. You go. There you
Bonnie
go.
and Clyde down there is gonna be my premier first guests, maybe second guests. I don't know.
Clyde Burrows.
Well,
So that
listen, I want to get everybody's final thoughts because I love kicking it with you guys. I love everybody. I'm an equal accountability partner. So I want to get y'all thoughts. Well, Scott, I'm gonna start with you. What are your final thoughts?
don't uh, don't really have final thoughts. I just have continual thoughts. But for the stream here, I like seeing Flow State over here, and your beautiful wife, dude, and um, I hope the story continues on this. I mean, I'll keep track and see what comes of it. As far as talking to you, reach out to you. I sent you an email, so hit me back if you get a chance. And I don't know if you got it or not, but let
Okay,
me
I
know.
got.
What's that?
Said, okay, we got you.
Then I would like my personal. If I was going to say I have a vested interest in anything out of this, I like knowledge. I like learning more and sharing more. And
Mm.
I found out, in the words of Billy Joel, the more I find out, the less I know. It's from a song called Shades of Grey, and I think we could all learn that lesson. Truly, the more I find out, the less I know.
All
Because
right,
there's
cool.
just
So
so
we
peace, Mike.
rocking with that.
Thanks for your time, man.
All right, I appreciate you, Scott. Thank you. Yo, Taylor,
Yeah.
what's your final thoughts? You can stick around for a second, Scott. What's your final thoughts, Taylor?
I did most
And
of the
Katie,
talking.
I want to
I don't
get
have
Katie's final thoughts also. But go ahead.
I don't have a lot of final thoughts. Thanks for having me on, and it was a good
You
talk.
are
And
welcome anytime. You guys are
thank
welcome anytime. Katie, you got any final thoughts?
I look forward to telling you more stories.
you.
I look forward to having y'all on here. Thank y'all. All right, Scott. All right, Taylor. I'm gonna let y'all go. Okay.
Thanks.
Take
Bye.
care.
I really was hoping that Katie was gonna dig more into, her history and
Oh
how
no,
she
we're gonna get
became.
there. We're gonna get there.
Yeah, I know you're gonna bring it out.
There, we're gonna get
But
there.
that was an interesting story.
Quentin is always in the building. Says he liked that lawyer Proctor on Power, feeding his wife drug habit to keep the kid. Y'all wild. Lockhart Perspective says Taylor is a great guy, takes accountability for his actions. I love him for real. Taylor, you got fans already, big dog. White People Wednesdays with Anton. I might have to have a White People Wednesdays hosted by Anton and Freezy.